A lot of people say that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the new gold rush. There's a little known fact about the gold rush in the 1800s. Now today, people call Bitcoin and cryptocurrency the new gold rush. But when the real gold rush hit in the 1800s in the Western United States, a lot of people went out to get gold and very few actually find it. Some estimates say over 90% of the people that went out west didn't even find gold. Who were the real people that made money during this time? It was the people providing the tools and the instruments for other people to try to find the gold. One of those companies was called Wells Fargo. It got its start in the 1800s selling shovels, flashlights, hard hats, and other mining gear to actual people looking for gold. And we see what happened. The point here is the real money in cryptocurrency is not necessarily in the cryptocurrency itself. It's providing services and other types of information to people to allow them to try to make money. Today, I sat down with DexKit founder and dev Jean Campos to discuss DexKit, its success, its token sale, and how I have partnered with DexKit in order to bring you bitswapdex.com. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Today I'm joined with, and I'm going to butcher the name, Jean Campos. Jean, okay? I told him I was going to butcher. I practiced it 100 times and I never got it right once. But he is the head developer of DexKit. Now, DexKit is a company, a project that I've actually partnered with to bring you guys BitSwap. We got other cool stuff coming down the pipelines, but I wanted to bring them on. They just had their token sale, talk about DexKit a little bit, and talk about how it can empower other creators, other people, anybody to launch basically their own ecosystem. So how are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Okay, Ben, thank you for this opportunity to start talking about this project. I'm really motivated to develop the whole ecosystem that we propose on the roadmap. We are already releasing our aggregator that is being using for hundreds of users. We already reached over 1 million volume on the aggregators. So we already have a development team working on the launching on the Kit dashboard and the access and also the NFT marketplace. DexKit it's planning to be the go-to place for the average Joe if they want to launch their own NFT marketplace, if they want to launch their RC20 DEX, if they want to launch their aggregator, they simply go to DexKit launch dashboard. They fill the wizard that will be available on the DexKit dashboard, and they simply click on the button. They can preview how it feel and like their project, their target project, and then they can simply deploy. Of course, to then do this, they need to lock Kit. This is the main utility of the Kit. So when people do this, they have their own branded DEX, their branded aggregator, their own branded marketplace, NFT marketplace.
Yeah.
So, and the other advantage is for our partners, the people can see in real time the fees that they're collecting, the tradings that are collected, all transparently on the dashboard, on the Kit dashboard. But besides that, our Kit dashboard will have also analytics for the must DeFi protocols. We have integrated wallet. We'll have must stats across these protocols. You have the kits where you can interact, do multiple tasks at once, and it's really which we are trying to build is really big, and reaching our soft cap. Now we are able to do it, and we already are doing it. So we are not just an aggregator. An aggregator is a proof of concept that this system works, and BitSwap DEX is the most example. So
yeah, BitSwap Dex is going to end up being your number one of all time, even if you launch millions of aggregators. Okay, mine is the best. That's what I got to say. Here's the thing, guys. So just to kind of break down, kind of what he's saying here. Let me explain to you guys a business that I used to have. I used to have a business where I sold event tickets, concert tickets, sports tickets. I never had a single ticket. I never touched a ticket. I never processed a payment. I worked with a company called Ticket Network, and they white labeled my own website. And basically, it was my job to get people to that website. Once they got to the website, what they did from there, was making me money. I got commission on every sale. And it was a huge, huge business for me. Long story short, it's actually how I got into Bitcoin and into cryptocurrency. But basically what you're allowing people to do is kind of white label their own ecosystem, where they're getting percentages of the fees of every transaction. If you've got people, look, if you're a person that's into crypto right now, everybody's going to be asking you about cryptocurrency over the next year. There's no question about it. And so, what this allows you to do, if you have any kind of following on Twitter, any kind of following anywhere, or even if you just know a lot of people, sometimes just knowing one person that has a lot of money to trade on an aggregator, it can make you money. But the best thing to me about all this is this aggregator is bar none. You're not going to find better prices out there for cryptocurrency. And we were talking a little bit before about, Uniswap. Before we came on air, we were talking about Uniswap and how everybody knows how to use it now. So this aggregator, we lower the learning curve to be able to use it, and we're offering better prices. So can you talk a little bit about that? What are the advantages to using these aggregators to just using one exchange? Not just the advantage of the user, but also for the projects as well.
The aggregator, we choose on purpose to design the first product, that is the aggregator, using the Uniswap frontend, because Uniswap it's the key that people now is going to trade. Yeah. So if people are able to use the same frontend that they use every day and at the same time get best prices, why will not do it? So it's what is happening. So people are getting better price on the aggregator, because if you need to white label a solution, the solution that we are white label also needs to be good, because so our partners will not are able to sell a product that is not delivers what they want. Our aggregator, they deliver the exact code that they set on the price. Mm-hmm. And for heavily for tokens that have multiple sources, the price is the difference price from Uniswap is astonishing. It's like a huge difference. So people needs to looking at going to trade on the aggregator. Most of the times it's better price than Uniswap only, because now tokens are in several protocols, not only on Uniswap. Tokens normally add liquidity to Uniswap, add liquidity to Balancer, add liquidity to Curve, add liquidity to M-Stable. It's a lot of protocols. And imagine the average Joe going to each of these protocols to get the best price. They don't need it. They just go to BitSwap, or they just go to Swap DexKit. And we already do that. These are job for them.
Yeah, I think it's really good. And we were talking about how the projects themselves that are like those very small coins that are only going on Uniswap, they're not really giving themselves an advantage. Really, the project should be looking to put their coin and their token on as many different, decentralized exchanges as they can. And then what I really like is the fact that our Dex at BitSwap, it encourages competition between those exchanges, because they should be fighting to try to find, try to give the best liquidity, give the best price so people get the most bang for their buck. And BitSwap is going to automatically give you that best price.
So basically, we as DexKit, we did that. We add liquidity at Balancer and at Uniswap. We are looking also to add liquidity to other protocols. These are the most well-known. Balancer, for instance, we can set up a different percentage of the liquidity pool. Is not half. Basically, on Balancer, we set up 80% as wheat and 20% as kit, and the swap fee is lower. Basically, we put a big buy support on balancer to people that want to exit easy. They can sell it on swap DexKit. They know that they are selling at the best price on Uniswap and balancer. So it's exciting to do all these things because people are getting good liquidity, good prices, and additionally the platform is really fast to quote, to give quotes and prices to people. So, but this is a small portion of what DexKit is trying to accomplish. The Dex will have limit orders. The Dex will have lots of functionalities that advanced traders will need. That likely we'll have a BitSwap Dex in the next year. We'll have an NFT marketplace with the brand of BitSwap next year. So the world is the limit now with what you are planning right now. So to deliver on this roadmap, and the roadmap will be delivered. Yeah. So because I am already experienced on doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're really incredible at at everything you've been able to do so far. And so we're talking about the token sale went really well. You met the soft cap. Things are pushing forward with the token. The platform is incredible. BitSwap has been doing phenomenal. Like you said, we had over $1 million in volume already. Pretty astounding. And it's really cool. And I can tell you that if you're the type of person that is interested in having your own DEX aggregator that's white labeled, it's really cool because you're not making a lot of money. I'm not making a ton of money on BitSwap, but what I am doing is we are making a very small percentage of a fee in the token the person's exchanging in. So I have probably 1,000 different tokens now in my wallet, some I've never even heard of, that people are exchanging, and it's really cool to get that exposure to all those different projects, especially for a bull run. So it's pretty exciting. But coming forward, we have the NFT marketplace that we will be having. I've got a really cool name for that, but I'll let you guys in on that a little bit later. So we'll be launching that. And we also have the Bit token. This is a token that was launched by the Discord community that is going to be playing a role in my entire ecosystem. It's going to be, you guys can kind of think of it as rewards for being part of my ecosystem. If you buy NFTs, you're going to end up getting airdrops. If you're in my groups, my Discord group, my Telegram groups, we're going to have ways for you guys to earn Bit tokens. And it's just a really cool way to kind of tie everything in together. But the coolest utility so far for this is going to be, once this is officially launched and gets out there in the ethos, if you hold a very small amount of it, it's not going to be a lot, you're going to get 66% off your fees on BitSwap. So not only are you going to be saving on, the actual exchanging of the tokens, but you're going to be saving a ton on fees as well. And, this is just basically the model that, a lot of decentralized finance projects have gone with. So can you talk about that a little bit? Talk about, honestly, guys, BitToken, the community has launched it. They know more about it than I have, than I do, honestly. So can you talk a little bit about BitToken, plans for it, and things like that?
So BitToken right now, the only way to get BitToken is farming using Dex and farming that we will have on the platform. So BitToken also will be a staked token that people can stake it, and the market team is having big plans for BitToken because BitToken basically will be exposed to all the BitBoy community. It's a big community, so people basically are BitToken will be. It's like the Uniswap token. I don't know how it all depends of many people, the network effect that BitToken will have, and when deliver more technology to BitToken, we basically are amplifying the BitToken reach and also utility, because we will have your NFT marketplace all branded to your community, and cards and all that kind of stuff, airdrops and a
lot of airdrops. You guys be ready. We're gonna be throwing them out.
The limit. It's a community token, so people love community tokens because they work and they have a lot of reach. And right now, the only way to get this BitToken is farming using Kit So it's a big partnership that we are having. We will be releasing more stuff about BitToken, more detailed stuff about BitToken. But I'm really excited about this partnership, and it's working. It's working, and it's really good.
It's going well, and I mean, it's things are just moving along very steady, and I like that a lot. I feel really great about this partnership between us, and really excited to see where things are going. So just tell everybody if there's one link you want people to go to. I assume it's a DexKit link. Tell everybody where they can find more info about DexKit.
DexKit, all the information about DexKit will be available at dexkit.com. So we'll be improving here in the community. We'll be improving the website. We'll be releasing on Friday. I will be doing a live video as well, explaining what we did and what we'll be doing next week. So maybe some surprises I will give that on Friday. So people that will stick with us will see how this really unveil. So some people expect things to happen overnight, but steady things and good projects, they need to grow weekly. We have big plans on marketing. I know how marketing is needed for any project. We have the best guys. We are partnering with best guys on marketing. We'll be expanding more marketing. So we as DexKit team, we are really excited. Then when we're releasing the products next year that we already start developing, and on Friday I will talk a lot about it. People will see that DexKit is not only an aggregator, it's more than that.
Yeah.
And we have great partnerships upcoming. So it's really nice each week we'll be unveil all this stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting. So you guys head on over to DexKit.com. Also, you guys, don't forget, if you're going to be exchanging crypto, head on over to bitswapdex.io or .com. Either one works for that. And that's all we got for today. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. That's all I got. Thank you to our guest, Mr. Campos, for coming on.
Thank you, Ben.
Be blessed. BitBoy out.